You guys clicked on a steering feel review about a BMW. I don't think anybody expected me to be very happy with this. The car's owner also got a warning. This is not great. This is not a normal car review. This is steering feel review. My series where I review the steering of cars because nobody else does, and I believe cars that steer well are special. Today, I've got an M140i. Bro, in the UK, these cars are immensely popular. This is a near enough 400 horsepower rear-wheel drive manual car. Should be everything I enjoy about driving. However, I've always had an issue with BMW steering. BMW are often the butt of a Mick Drives Cars joke about steering feel. This car has some tasteful mods, a little bit lower, it's got great tires, and today we find out what the steering is like. This car has a wheelbase of 2,690 millimeters, really long, especially for a smaller car. Hopefully that's going to add to some stability. The steering rack ratio is 14.5 to 1, which is pretty average. And please remember, this is an electric steering modern BMW. This is my full list of things I test for steering feel. Every one of those is a chapter in the YouTube player, so you can skip to whatever section you need. At the end of the video, I'll be giving you a conclusion about the whole car, as well as giving it a score for spirited driving and a score for normal driving exclusively for the steering. Let's get out on the road, see how it drives. Spirited driving in a 140i. Bro. We all know this car's got poke. This is why people love these things, because you hold the accelerator down. Honestly, that feels about as fast as I remember my M2 feeling. It's been a while. This is not just like when in some of the cuter cars I'm like, hey, this has got a bit of poke. No. This will blow the doors off some stuff. Bearing in mind this car is mapped as an intercooler. Don't think we know exactly how much horsepower it's running, but 400 at least. God damn. Yeah, this car fucks. I can imagine if you're like, I don't know, 21 or something, you get behind the wheel of this for the first time, you're just gonna kill yourself. You're not here to review the engine, Mick, you're here to review the steering.
Directness is a measure of how responsive the steering is, how quickly the car turns when you turn the steering wheel.
You know, when you're driving it doesn't feel that bad, but when you slow down and have a look at what is going on, it looks much worse. It looks actually quite disconnected. It looks like a really slow rack. That is wiggling us, but there's definitely some play. Once you're turning and the rack's loaded up, it does feel better. There's still a little bit of that disconnection, but it definitely feels more direct. Dead ahead, if I move this much, I basically don't feel like I'm really affecting my line. Pretty average directness.
Weight is all about how light or heavy the steering is, and how that changes the harder you turn the steering wheel.
It's in sport mode as God intended. Played with it a little bit, and Sport Plus doesn't change anything. So I think in this generation, it was just comfort or sport. I don't think the steering weighting changes in Sport Plus. This steering doesn't feel that heavy. Mini Cooper S is heavier than this. Like, it's light, it's disconnected, numb. It tells you nothing. It's just, it feels like a video game. Let's try and feel the weighting of the steering. Oh, there was a moment there where the steering communicated. I think you just have to push it way harder than I'm comfortable pushing it. This is always the trait with BMW, and it makes them not very good road cars, because on the road, you can only go as fast as is reasonable. Some people will have different definitions for reasonable. It is lovely for making overtakes. Just there, because it's got an open diff, one of the rear wheels was spinning up and it's getting a touch out of shape. I'm not driving this car like a pussy, but there's not a huge amount of communication. I think even when you do load it up, even when you're giving it what it wants, no, the weighting is not amazing. There's a little bit probably just as you're starting to approach the limit, maybe 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It's not very good weighting.
Texture is all about the feeling of the road through your hands. The best cars will tell you exactly how much grip you have as you're driving.
Numb, modern, electric BMW rack. No texture whatsoever. There's nothing. Some cars, you hold the steering wheel and you can feel a light buzz. Some cars, as you turn, they tell you exactly how much grip you have. They tell you what's going on with the road. The steering wheel is just uninterested, completely dead, telling me nothing. This does not change the harder you drive, so you're just stuck with it. It's always not really going to communicate. I'm thinking back to my memories of other M140i's I've driven. All the mods that the owner's done to this car, Bilstein B16s, the M4 front arms, Pilot Sport 5 tires, it doesn't really change the underlying characteristics of this steering rack. This steering rack is pretty disconnected. It's not dynamic, it's not communicating, it's all the things that I've always complained about with BMW.
Let's talk about normal driving.
They are the kings of the Autobahn for a reason. Because the amount of torque I have and he has is more than everyone else probably combined. I can tell you now, after 15 seconds on the motorway, this is the best motorway car I've ever had on Steering Feel Review. The way they've designed this car makes so much sense if you understand BMW's priorities. BMW's priorities is that you will be dead stable right here, little bit of dead zone for going. It's actually more direct at higher speeds. That is wiggling me just that tiny little bit. Everything just starts to make sense in a BMW once you get to 70 miles an hour. It was the quietest any car on Steering Feel Review has ever gone down that section of road. That was the most comfortable, that was the most solid, that was the most stable. This is BMW's niche, man. People can't beat BMW at this. Do you know what? I give them a lot of flack. BMW is always the bunt of one of a Mick Drives Cars joke. And I have to sit here and eat the shame. They are fantastic at certain things. The motorway, Autobahn, high-speed driving, that's the number one thing that they're good at. What is a modern BMW, an M140i, like to drive around town and city? Now I'm going to try comfort mode, because that's the mode the car starts up in and the mode you're intended to use when you're driving around town. The little bit of weight that was there in sport mode is gone. It's replaced with this lovely, light, easy-going steering. The steering is like one finger light. It's responsive. I can get around potholes, I can deal with traffic, I can deal with situations. Anything that I might need to do is easy. I get the same sense in this car as I did in the Golf GTI, which is that I really want to decide whether this is a luxury car level. I think I'm even more confident here that it is. But this is quite a sharp corner, but I don't really need to do much to make the car go through it. It's like the car naturally wants to make it. What is the self-centering like? Do you know what? It's quite slow, but it's perfectly calibrated. It got me exactly in the middle of the lane. What is a 140i like to park? Nobody is ever complaining about that in their right mind. One finger light, even at these speeds. Look at this, I'm going like 2 miles an hour. This car just does everything right. You want a daily driver and you want something a bit spicier than your normal hot hatch, but gives you all the same benefits in terms of being easy to use and a livable day-to-day. Phenomenal car you've got here. Yes, okay, it's not going to give you the communication that you really want on a back road, but it's a really good car overall. Right then, conclusions and scores. I keep coming back to this. I give BMW a hard time, but this is such a nice car, man. If you're a petrol head and you want one car to do everything, you can even take it to the track if you want. You're gonna love your life driving it every day because it's got tons of power, it's super stable, it's super nice. You can have a bit of fun on the back road, you can get a little bit silly if you want to, it's rear wheel drive. This manual, I've got to say, one of the more impressive manuals I've driven recently. This one feels really good. I don't know if it's been fiddled. It does have a aftermarket shift knob. Genuinely one of the nicer manuals I've used. Better than Cooper S, better than Golf GTI. Not better than MX-5 ND, but not that far off. 400-ish horsepower. It's enjoyable. If you've never experienced it, you will be attracted to this because you want to experience that level of power, and it is fun. I've said this before, but you'll get over it. But until you've experienced it, this is a good way to experience it. It doesn't have a limited slip rear differential, so the rear wheel drive dynamics are a bit strange. It's a bit sketchy. The way the rear lets go is kind of weird, and it like waves. That kind of adds to the theater of the car. You accelerate and like all this shit is happening around you. It feels really exciting. I actually kind of like it. It's fun. Engine is bulletproof. So reliable. These seats are actually more hugging than they look like they would be. Even though it's got pillarless doors, it's really quiet on the motorway and in normal driving and most situations. This doesn't become a problem like it has in some other cars I've driven. You've got actual tech. I could talk for ages about how good this car is because it is a great overall package. My one warning here is if you're a young man or woman, just be careful if you get one of these. There were a couple moments today where I was like, ooh, I got to that speed faster than I ever thought I would. Especially if your brain's been calibrated to a car like you can see in your rearview mirror. Just take it easy when you start off with these cars. They are powerful. And the fact I've said that probably attracts some of you even more now that I've said that. And I get it. I'm a petrol head. Okay. Steering. I'm going to be honest, 4 out of 10.
Actually, I'm giving it a 3.5 because the one benefit of most electric racks is that they're quite direct. This car doesn't even have that going for it.
The directness is okay. Weighting is disconnected, weird, no texture. It's just a modern rack. Like at this point, I've kind of beaten this dead horse enough now. I really wish it was better. If this car had good steering, it would be beyond legendary. And I think that's the part that always annoys me about BMW is because they get so much right, and then the part that's most important to me they get wrong. Daily driving, I actually paused here because I have to leave room at the top of the score band. I've driven Range Rovers. I know that there are cars that exist that are better than this, but they're not that much better. Honest, genuinely, they're not that much better. I'm going to give this an 8.5. This is one of the better cars that exist. And BMW are one of the better brands that exist. Maybe the best, but I've driven a Bentley and that was better. But I'm sitting here comparing this car to Range Rovers and Bentleys. That 8.5 might come back and bite me when I end up with cars at 9, 9.3, 9.6. Easy to park, easy around town, and then absolutely bomb-proof at high speeds. The highest ever so far. I was more impressed by this car than I thought I was going to be. It reminded me that although I always complain about modern BMW, I understand why they make their cars the way they do. It's because people want this character, this ease of use, this niceness, this cocoon of just enjoyment on high-speed drives. And I have to give them credit where credit is due. No, the steering's not super engaging, but the car has other benefits. A huge thank you to Billy. I cannot express how much I appreciate you guys supporting with this series. If you'd like to see your car on Steering Feel Review, use the links in the description, send me an email, send me an Instagram DM, like Billy did. YouTube really wants you to watch this video next, but I think if you've enjoyed this Steering Feel Review, you'll probably like the Steering Feel Review playlist, which has every episode of Steering Feel Review. My name's Mick. I drive cars. Peace.